Will jump it up with D'Alembert, and we're underway. The NBA Europe Live, presented by EA Sports. Preseason action here on NBA TV. 76ers wearing the black, FC Barcelona in the blue and red. Popping from the outside, Willie Green. Offensive-minded, scores mentality, coming off that knee injury in the summer of '05. Just great to see him back on the court after playing in 10 games at the tail end of last season. Turnaround, Navarro, short, and it's rebounded by Andre Iguodala.
Yeah, both sides a little slow defensively there, recognizing that screener. And the shot.
Weber, soft touch.
He's got that ability to kind of get his feet set while he's getting ready to catch the basketball. So you see right off the bat Weber with that soft touch from about 8 feet away, where he's very effective.
Lakovic in a matchup with Iverson. On a pump fake, De La Fuente into the lane. Kick out. Lakovic lets it fly and connects. Jaka Lakovic, the Slovenian, can really shoot it from the outside. Just signed a 3-year contract with FC Barcelona.
Also a great free throw shooter, but there once again defensively with the Sixers, and we touched on it early, Ian, in terms of what Mo Cheeks trying to get his team to react defensively. Again, off the screen, they were slow to react, and that cost them that long outside shot.
Lakovic called on the push foul against Willie Green. Ball fake, a little razzle-dazzle, and Weber unable to finish. Big smile from Iguodala. Could not have done that any better, but they're unable to convert.
He first shows the ball to the right to fake, and then throws one right behind the back into the gut. You know, Iguodala is one of these kids that has got so much upside potential, and once he figures out, which he has learned to do and getting better and better at, how he's got to just command the half-court situations, and also on the open fly going down the floor, has to really be aggressive going to the hoop.
5-time All-Star Chris Weber averaged just over 20 points per game, 10 rebounds a game last season. Now 33 years old in his 14th NBA season. At Philadelphia with a 6-2 lead. We're just underway, first quarter. FC Barcelona, ball movement, Marcanato. You will notice big men coming to the outside, including Vasquez, who connects.
Well, that's one of the traits over in the European-type game, where they set a lot of screens and they're not afraid to pop out. We've even seen guys in the United States come from Europe shooting the ball well like that.
And a whistle as Green took it inside. Offensive foul. It's going the other way.
Now, good job there by Lakovic there, stepping across. And watch the left arm extend just a little bit. It wasn't high, but it was low on the little bit of a push-off. But the shoulders and chest was square to square.
Willie Green in his 4th season out of Detroit Mercy, a 2nd-round pick back in 2003. 6'4", Philadelphia in front. First team foul against the Sixers. Driving attempt, ball knocked away, and Weber gets it ahead. Excellent feed. Iguodala on the flip.
And that was Iguodala who got the strip also at the other end. But how about the dead pass that Weber threw to him? A little extended bounce pass with some backspin on it, so it died instead of skipping out of bounds.
Vasquez way outside. Here's Lakovic. Marcanato will try it, and he hits.
You know, D'Alembert is slow to react along the sideline just then in the baseline. And once again, the outside shooting, it's not deep outside shooting, but the 15-footers forcing the forwards and the centers to come away from the paint area.
On a dump down, Weber in a matchup with Marcanato. Weber, dish. Shot clock down to 5. Iverson's first try. Allen Iverson.
He's still amazing, isn't he? Going to his left, a little bit of a floater, and stops on the dime.
And a foul called out front as Lakovic took it around the key area. Iverson with a swipe. 2nd team foul against Philadelphia.
Now, once again, a little high screen. Not much of a foul right there. Iverson that time, but there's Iguodala. Watch this ball die a little bit. See, he flips it out. Nice little run out there to get 2 easy bucket.
Off the miss. Philly looking to push tempo. FC Barcelona gets back. Weber sets it up. Iguodala looking to have a breakout season. Something he's talked about early parts of training camp. He recognizes that he's got all the attributes to be a special player.
Well, he does, and that's the thing. I think part of that, Ian, is really just convincing yourself and believing totally that you can do it. and then knowing you have the freedom to accept that role and going after it, especially with a guy like Iverson on your team.
Inside, D'Alembert couldn't get it on the first try, but the second effort for Samuel D'Alembert in Philadelphia with a 12-6 advantage. Lakovic gives up his dribble. Now De La Fuente trying to get Navarro involved.
Yeah, you notice the high screens. They missed that trip.
Marconato got caught in between De La Fuente and a shot clock violation.
Sounds like the local train coming through.
It might have been. I believe. Nope, we're 5 minutes away from that.
And Iverson once again trademarked, so many trademark moves, but there one going to his left. He does that as well as anybody, and over the top. Iguodala looking inside for the big fella. No one's going to be able to defend that, especially when they're going out and leaving that space underneath the basket.
Double team on Iverson. Philadelphia unable to handle it, though. Sixers. Oh, trickery. Chris Webber able to find Green underneath. Back the other way. D'Alembert gets back and blocks Vasquez. Floater. Up top for D'Alembert, and Philadelphia putting on a show.
They sure are. You think D'Alembert understands where he's supposed to be on the floor? Park yourself about 3 or 4 feet from the basket, and good things will happen.
And just like that, it's a double-digit lead.
Great look.
Beautiful roll by Marconato.
Well, that time the big guys are stepping out, and you notice the way the open floor underneath the basket there. No one within reach defensively on the weak side. Not a good sign by the Sixers.
Iverson, short. Rebound, out of bounds. Last touch by Vasquez. First year with FC Barcelona, signed a 4-year deal worth a reported $8.2 million. How about D'Alembert? How active he's been in the early going. Off the double, and a break opportunity. Lakovic, and pushed down by Green. Jaka Lakovic, tough-minded point guard, fiery personality out on the court. I think the officials felt Green was going after the ball. It was physical.
Another lazy cross pass from one side to the other where Barcelona doing a nice job on the weak side, reacting and stepping into the passing lanes.
You talked about Lakovic as a free throw shooter as Green picks up his second foul. He just doesn't miss. Spent the last 4 years playing in Athens, Greece. Averaged just under 14.5 points per game last season. 2005 Greek League Player of the Year.
And that's one of the things when you see his numbers across the board the last few years. They've been very, very consistent regardless of what level of league he's been playing in.
Lakovic now with 4 points. Kyle Korver on for Philadelphia, replacing Willie Green.
Gives them a different look, obviously. The Sixers, Korver known for his long-range shooting and catch-and-shoot type player. Will come off screens, and there's an opening for D'Alembert down low because of it.
And the banker goes +1. Samuel D'Alembert a chance for a three-point play.
And it's obviously a good understanding by D'Alembert, but look at Iverson recognizing that both guys left to go find Korver, the shooter. You see them in the background right there, and the weak side cannot react when two guys dump deep.
D'Alembert, 70% free throw shooter last season. And misses. 18-10. And that changes in a hurry.
One of the things there with the Sixers, though, Ian, after a free throw attempt and you miss it, boy, you have to react defensively a whole lot better than that, getting down the floor to find the shooters.
And Juan Carlos Navarro certainly can't shoot in an open look like that. No problems for the man they call La Bamba. Iverson. Iguodala lets it fly. Andre Iguodala, a three.
And that's the confidence, a little bit like the Nets' Richard Jefferson in ways where they're both very good on the open floor, getting better and better at their shot selection and shooting the ball. Interesting player is going to really have a bust out.
Lakovic from the corner. So Jaka Lakovic has been the go-to guy offensively so far for FC Barcelona. Iverson working against Navarro. Double team comes. Marcanato. And a push call. Iverson hunched over.
And you'll watch a little pop to the chin. Caught him on the underside of the nose also right there.
Allen Iverson, the NBA MVP back in 2001, as Andre Iguodala. That's an area of his game that he has worked at from long distance. We'll hit the halfway point. First quarter. Weber. Straightaway three. Doesn't go. And rebound saved by FC Barcelona. Into the hands of Lakovic. Tried to screen and roll. Vasquez. Rimming, no. Marcanato, offensive rebound and a reset. Navarro, the penetration and the floater.
Well, when he goes up that ladder, that's one of those soft touches that he's known for, to be able to put that shot up and just teardrop it down over defenders. He's got a great style going through the middle of the lane to get that to go down.
Yeah, we mentioned earlier that FC Barcelona won the EuroLeague championship in 2003. Only two members of that team are still on this squad, Navarro and De La Fuente. Inside, D'Alembert draws the foul against Vasquez.
Once again, Iguodala a factor on that play, and D'Alembert showing something too with the way he's just catching the basketball. Here we go upstairs. You see the extension by the defensive player, not quick enough to get over there. The high screen once again. Barcelona using that and allowing them to get that extra dribble through the middle of the floor.
Timeout. You're watching.
What to do is run their sets nicely. We've seen already in the first 6 minutes or so that they're using nice sets up high. They're screening for one another, and they're looking for the guy away from the screen. So the screener and the ball handler coming off the screen, a lot of times you look for that screener rolling to the basket, which they have done, but for the most part they're finding the offside and the weak side. Rotation's a little slow from the Sixers' perspective.
And it is a new ball, the Spalding microfiber composite ball. And I think players are still getting used to the idea that there's going to be a new feel. Anytime you make changes, there's going to be some initial resistance. But odds are in a few months, a year from now, 5 years from now, nobody's even going to remember when the transition took place.
Yeah, and I think the other thing, because I've seen the ball and have felt it and held on to it, it gives you the impression that it might be a little slippery at first, but they're brand new balls. So what they're going to have to do is wear them out just a little bit, and then we'll see what happens. I think, if you pick up any new basketball, for the most part, there's going to be a slippery touch to it until it's broken in, if you will.
1 out of 2 for D'Alembert. Here comes FC Barcelona. Vasquez is fouled. 22-17. Kyle Korver in on that foul.
Yep, with the reach in from behind.
And Fran Vasquez, 23 years old, as D'Alembert takes a seat for Philadelphia. And he is replaced by Shavlik Randolph in his second year from Duke. Lakovic, keep it on the outside. Navarro, short on a three. Korver able to knock it over to Iguodala.
And they get the numbers because of that long kick-out rebound.
Iverson, couple of pumps, nice find, extra feed, and 3 seconds is the call as the Sixers were camped out in the lane.
It's the same rule that applies to the NBA. They may have been in there for about 6 or 7 seconds there, sitting around waiting for that ball. But once again, it's a good thought process for the big guys, for the Sixers, to continue to park themselves in the middle there. Obviously, you can't stay in there that long.
A little bit of pressure out front. Iverson getting screened off the ball.
Well, they're trying to get the guard to go east to west rather than right around it. Nice look again.
Vasquez on the dish for Marcanato.
There's that extra passing. That time, instead of it being outside, Marcanato that time drifted towards the basket. Little better job, too, by Barcelona to force the Sixers to switch and get a little lost in the confusion defensively.
And a three-point disparity. Rebounded by Marcanato. Weber tried to knock it away. FC Barcelona on the move.
Good hands there by Korver getting back.
And last touch by Philadelphia. Rodrigo De La Fuente in the mix for FC Barcelona. He's been with the club since 1998. Allen Iverson yet to find his rhythm. Looks like Philadelphia has spread it around a bit more. If anything, they featured Iguodala more than Iverson. Running floater goes for Lakovic. Soft touch.
Yeah, I think on your point, you're right. I am with the Sixers. They want to get everybody involved early on. I like the way they got Dallin Barrett involved early on, also with the way he parked himself down deep. And you're right. I think they're giving opportunities for Iguodala to really step up and let him see what he can do.
Weber makes his move, and a foul called. Marcanato was there defensively against Weber. Dennis Marcanato, member of the Italian national team, part of the Olympic squad that played in 2000, 2004. Marcanato, one of the older members of this FC Barcelona squad at 31. Chris Webber, second free throw coming. Jimmy, as you know, Webber just used to be an absolute force in this league physically, and various injuries have certainly taken a toll, and can't rely on that explosiveness. Now has to be a little craftier around the rim.
Yeah, what occurs there is that early on in your career, maybe athletic ability and talent can win over, but then as you start to age a little bit, the mind starts to take over a little bit more, and experience, and you learn exactly what you can do, and maybe more importantly, what you cannot do at the same levels as when you were younger.
De La Fuente, ball was kicked. Shot clock will be reset to 14. Sixers in front of FC Barcelona. 24-21, 3.5 to play in this first quarter. And a whistle stops play. Might have been a clock issue as they head over to the scorer's table.
Well, here comes the high screen, and then they call the...
Looked like Marcanato was moving on the offensive end, but he was certainly free to go there in the lane. Pick up the action. FC Barcelona splitting defenders. Lakovic, kick out. De La Fuente, and Weber able to snatch it.
A good job there by Weber. Did you notice, even though he didn't kick the ball out down the court, he was looking to half court.
Weber tried to squeeze it in between two defenders. A turnover.
A little lack of trickery there.
Navarro off the mark for three. Here's Iverson on the push. Iverson might be the best player in NBA history at doing that. Finding, seeking contact, and getting a whistle out of it.
Yeah, and a little bit of, he does it there, right, the first time, and then just a little bit of contact, and he makes it seem like somebody has just run him over with a truck. You know, look at him, he's flailing, he's falling down almost, and he really got bumped by a small point guard defensively.
So Lakovic is forced to sit. His third personal foul. And he has been an offensive standout so far. Iverson unable to hit on the first free throw. So they lose something, FC Barcelona, with Lakovic on the bench. Roko Lenny Jukic is his backup, and also we will see Mikalis Kakayuzis check in for the first time. Backup big man, can play either that power forward or center spot. He's wearing number 20. So Jukic now running the show from Split, Croatia for FC Barcelona. Bump out front, and a blocking foul as Iguodala tried to get in the way of Juan Carlos Navarro.
Yeah, usually when there's contact and a player is not going directly to the basket like that, it's hard to get in front of him because he was really going to his left rather than exactly towards the basket. So a bad angle there for Iguodala. Good call from the officials.
Sixers with a 4-point lead, 2:40 to play here in the first. And a foul outside as Gianluca Basile has checked in for the first time, and Iguodala back-to-back personals. Sixth team foul. Gianluca Basile, 31-year-old from Italy. Jaka Lakovic now on the bench Basile, another one of the versatile players on this FC Barcelona squad. A perimeter presence, but in a pinch could handle the ball if necessary.
Yeah, he plays the 1 and 2 position both at both ends of the floor. Pretty good defender. You know, one of the things about him also that we can watch for is he'll be able to create his own shot off the dribble. So watch those screens up high and that ability to look for his little 15-foot jumper.
Philadelphia with a 2-point lead, 2:27 to play in this first quarter. And Mo Cheeks will take a timeout. Nice. Brings your favorite teams, players, and matchups live into your living room or laptop. Tune into the free preview October 31st through November 7th. Call your cable or satellite provider to order NBA League Pass. After the timeout, Philadelphia with a 2-point lead. Korver off the double. Roaming baseline, Hunter, who just checked in. And Stephen Hunter draws the foul.
You know, some people, I think, may have thought that he stepped out of bounds with his right foot. Hard to see, but nice positioning down deep along the baseline again for the Sixers.
And Dennis Marcanato called on his second personal. Stephen Hunter, former member of the Magic and the Phoenix Suns. 6th year out of DePaul University. Chris Webber now on the bench. And our first look at the rookie from Memphis, Rodney Carney. Number 25, the number 16 pick in the first round. Second free throw coming for Hunter. And it's rebounded by Basile. 25-23 as we approach the 2-minute mark, first quarter.
Always some motion away from the basketball for Barcelona.
Hunter in the right position for the rebound. Hands to Iverson, who is yet to sit in this first quarter. Carney known as a terrific athlete, a slasher, excellent first step. Iverson's fadeaway, no, but a foul call.
Well, it's the same type of play that we saw Iverson perform before. Just enough of a bump to get the officials to take a look. He moves his body and flails again. Boy, he picks up so many opportunities for his team from that perspective, getting them to the line and to the bonus.
And Jukic will pick up his first foul. Jukic has been playing professionally since 2000. And he's only 22 years old. Iverson, Sixers missing free throws in this first quarter. Philadelphia was very effective with D'Alembert early. 7 points, 1 rebound, and a block shot. Another miss by Iverson. And Philly having a tough time putting some space in between them and the FC Barcelona squad. Jukic on a kick.
Well, they continue to run the sets.
And Navarro drains it for 3. FC Barcelona in front.
And see, now that's one of the things, too. I mean, when they force the Sixers to continue to play against the screens down low in the action, you know, early in the exhibition season here, obviously, and early in training camp, the defensive sets are not there and the communication not there either.
And it's going the other way. Iverson walking a tightrope along that sideline.
And I'm not sure if he just stepped out.
I think he was expecting a foul call. And he did clearly step out. Pump fake, Basile. Give it up for Navarro. In and out. And it's rebounded by Hunter. Iverson able to save it. 26-25 FC Barcelona. Iverson could find. Randolph rocks the rim.
Well, the bigs for the Sixers are really getting a good understanding of when Allen Iverson has the basketball. When he puts it down on the floor with an intent to go somewhere, has really been able to free up his bigs down deep.
12-second difference, shot clock, the game clock winding down in this first quarter. Navarro.
Nice backdoor cut.
Basile, the extra feed. Knocks it down. Kakayuzis.
Nice spot up there when you get that ball on one side of the floor and go baseline. It's always look to the opposite corner.
Shot clock is turned off. 2 seconds left. Iverson, a three at the horn. Was he fouled? He was. 3 free throws coming up for Allen Iverson. That straightaway three. And Jukic. Oh, boy.
Yep. He went for the ball at his hands, but obviously his body and his arm slapped against Iverson, and just a bad defensive decision right there. You want to go straight up and make sure the first thing you want to do is avoid any type of contact, especially with a guy like Iverson, who in that time went straight up, but has been known to kind of bait you in by faking and leaning into you also.
So the personal on Rocco Lenny Jukic. Iverson makes the first. 2 more coming. Iverson was in three-point land as he released the basketball. 2 out of 2. And this one will be for the lead. Allen Iverson, 81% shooter last season. Well, he's always got a shot. And they won't get a shot off. At 9 p.m. Eastern. Philadelphia with a 1-point lead as we start play in the second quarter. 30-29 Sixers. Shot clock winding down. 7 to shoot. First possession, second quarter. From the corner, Kakayuzi's unable to hit. And it's rebounded by Hunter. Iverson still in there for Philadelphia. Joined by Hunter, Randolph, Carney, and Korver. Here's Carney. First shot as a pro, doesn't go. Hunter keeps it alive. Randolph over the backboard, out of bounds.
Well, Carney, who just missed that shot, I think, from an athletic standpoint, understanding of the game, he's a type of guy who 3 and 4 years down the road, if he really works at it, for Mo Cheeks' squad, has the ability to really become a very good NBA player. I think he has all the tools, has to work on some of the portions of his game, but I think the components are there.
16th overall pick in the first round was acquired on draft night from the Chicago Bulls. FC Barcelona, chance to regain the lead. Basile. And out of bounds, Kakayuzi's.
Little extra pass just then. The thought, okay. But the pass a little bit too high for him to handle.
Also got the sense that Kakayuzi's was getting into rebound position, thinking Basile was going to release it.
Yeah, in the last moment, he sees the ball coming at him with his feet going the opposite way.
Randolph, floater no, but Hunter there to clean it up.
Another example of where the big guys are starting to park themselves again. D'Alembert at first to start this game, and then you see Hunter finding the same type of real estate down deep.
And Hunter's got that similar build to D'Alembert. They're both long and lean, right around 7 feet, between 240 and 250 pounds.
Nice look.
On the extra pass, and Mario Kassoun with the slammer.
Well, one of the things Barcelona's doing a real good job of is they're reacting to one another, and you can tell.
We are back to live action with Philadelphia leading at 32-31 after the Sixers timeout. Shot clock at 7. Kevin Ollie is checked in for the first time. Here's Kyle Korver. And knocked around, controlled by FC Barcelona. Basile giving it up for Jukic. Turn on the inside. Kassoun tried to go reverse. And the Sixers able to collapse defensively.
Pretty good stay just then by Hunter defensively. Looked at the ball fakes but didn't budge.
There's Korver on a spin and a jump shot. Just off the mark.
A couple of shots with Korver, hit the front rim. Obviously not getting that extension yet, the rhythm, but boy, he could flat out shoot it.
Leaner doesn't go for Jukic. And it's going the other way as Randolph comes up with it. Jukic trying to follow his own shot.
Well, you always want to be following and thinking about following your own shot, but sometimes it breeds lack of confidence that the ball's going to go in, but that time right over the back for Jukic.
And now some issues at the point guard position with Lakovic on the bench with 3 personals. Jukic picks up his 3rd foul. Iverson getting his first rest of the day. Ivan McFarland has come in for the first time. He's a rookie out of Oklahoma State. And another whistle, 8:51 to play in this first half. Roger Grimau. First foul on Grimau in his 4th year with FC Barcelona.
A little bit of aggressive play defensively out front. And once again, that Sixers starting to use the screens a little bit better.
There's Korver, makes his move. Tried to curl the pass inside. Excellent save. And a deuce for McFarland. 34-31, Sixers. Jukic gives it up. On the turn by Kakayuzis. And a whistle. They'll keep it right here.
Well, a little Grimau, you see now, pretty good position. That's Korver coming over the back on him. So as has the Sixers parking themselves a little bit down deep, the same thing can be said at the other end of the floor.
Out front, Jukic. Turned by Kassoun. And Kassoun unhappy with the call as they'll get him for a travel. Mario Kassoun, big body, 7-footer, 26 years old, from Croatia. Sixers lead by 3. Kevin Ollie, the NBA veteran, 10th year in the league. Corner, that's Korver's shot. And he drains it, a 3.
And that one much better with the extension just there. Good adjustment by Korver. A little bit of a float away from the basket, and that's a time when you have to extend and get the ball higher in the air. Good hustle coming down the other end.
Oh, how about the rookie McFarland trying to show the coaching staff that he is ready for preseason action. The drive, Jukic, and a foul called. Oh, boy. Carney, who might have just had his knee knocked into. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. Jukic and Carney knocking knees off penetration.
Yeah, and you notice another thing there, too, defensively. A lot of reaching in by the Sixers. And 3 guys just then, none of the 3 really taking a stance defensively and trying to step in front of a guy with the ball, dribbling it. And here's Korver down the other end. Nice little release that time. Much better arc on the basketball.
Oh, Rodney Carney now noticeably limping. And he's going to head to the locker room early.
And let's remember, it is exhibition season. So obviously they want to be very, very cautious when anything like that happens. But hopefully it's just knee on knee and they'll get some ice on it.
Carney's first NBA game out of Indianapolis, Indiana. Conference USA Player of the Year in 2006 for John Calipari's Memphis Tigers. Roko Lenny Jukic, 2-time Croatian All-Star. Known for his ball handling ability, and has stepped in and done a nice job for Lakovic, who got into early foul trouble, and a steal for FC Barcelona, Basile.
Yeah, and Jukic, another guy, as you see right now, a guy who can play the 2-guard position, can handle the ball pretty well.
Kick out. Basile.
Make the nice pass, too.
Sets the feet, air ball. And now Jukic, shot clock doesn't reset. It didn't hit the rim.
And 5 right now on the shot clock.
Jukic pulls the trigger and hits a 3.
Well, there you see the dimensions, his ability to play the point guard where he started on that set, went down and got the rebound, and shows us a little bit of the shooting guard aspects.
Driving down the lane, and the finish inside for McFarland. We are tied at 36. Excuse me, Philly up by 2. 6:42 to play in this second quarter. Grimau makes his move. Able to find on the inside Kassoun. And a foul call. Mario Casoon drawing the foul on the interior, and 3 black jerseys in the area.
And you could show him that. McFarland down the other end, finishing his off with a nice slip cut to the basket. Nobody standing in his way once again. A lot of defensive efforts here with the reaching, the shot blocking attempts, but nobody really putting body to body to pick up any offensive fouls.
Mario Casoon, who's played professionally in the NBA, as mentioned, also in Croatia, Germany, and Spain. Javlik Randolph, his first personal foul. And Andre Iguodala returns for the Sixers. Casoon actually planned on attending college in the United States, was signed on to play at Gonzaga, but was ruled ineligible before the 2000-2001 season, and that's when Casoon decided to turn pro. Inside, Iguodala to McFarland, and the rookie's presence has been felt in this second quarter.
I wonder what that would have meant if Casoon did show up there with Mark Few's team. They had some pretty good teams over the last 7 or 8, 9 years now.
And they've done a good job internationally, finding some talent. Rony Turiaf first to come to mind.
He comes to mind. They've had some bigs that were okay, but if they had him, really would have filled up that space for the other guys on the floor who were the smaller players over the years with the Zags. Have some real tough players.
Grimau running one-hander. No. Chris Webber back in there for the Sixers. Able to corral the loose ball. We are under 6 minutes to play in this first half. Iguodala may have gotten away with a walk. He didn't. He actually gets called for an offensive foul.
And that's number 3 on him right now. So,
presented by EA Sports from Barcelona, Spain. And coming up tonight at 8:30, NBA TV brings you Real Training Camp Europe. We'll have all the sights and sounds from all 4 NBA teams training in Europe. That's Real Training Camp Europe tonight, 8:30 Eastern on NBA TV. Juan Carlos Navarro returns for FC Barcelona. Basile will throw it into Roger Grimau. And Allen Iverson watching from the sideline. Rodney Carney now back on the bench. That's a good sign for the Sixers. Inside, Casoon able to regather and just made that a lot more difficult than it had to be.
Boy, it was a hand that got in there initially, but then you're absolutely right. Not able to finish that one. Boy, you got to go up and try to jam that basketball from that distance.
Sixers with a 2-point lead. Webber is fouled by Casoon. And Allen Iverson getting the warm-ups off.
And it's getting a little physical down deep. Not only on the initial catch, you see the reaction from Iverson.
Now Casoon understands the NBA game. His 2 years with the Orlando Magic, 73 career games, and now on the bench after picking up the personal. Iverson back in there for Philly. 5:22 to play, first half. Sixers 40, FC Barcelona 38. Webber offers it up. And McFarland nearly saved it single-handedly out of bounds.
And for the time that McFarland has been on the floor, he's been pretty active, diving after a loose ball, but also being active on the offensive glass, cutting to the basket, so making the most of his early minutes.
Grimau gives it up and gets it back. Grimau lines it up way off. Roger Grimau with a Spanish brick. And Sixers maintain that 2-point lead. What do you got?
You're absolutely right. Building the casa on that one.
Grimau's played professionally in Spain since 1996, a native of Barcelona, 28-year-old. Willie Green back on the floor. He'll bring that shooter's mentality. And Green tried to toss it off Navarro and was successful. It went out of bounds, so the Sixers hold on to it. Plenty of time on the shot clock. Webber on the dish. Jump shot won't go. Grimau right down the middle. And Kakayuzis with the finish.
Well, he got from point A to point B in a hurry, straight down the middle of the floor. Another example of Willie Green that trip for the Sixers, not getting in his way once again. Just happy to put a reach in and try to stop it that way rather than using your footwork.
Bobby Jones, another Sixer rookie, is in there out of Washington, second-round pick. And that's out of bounds. Sixers cough it up. So Mo Cheeks mixing and matching right now with some veterans like Iverson, Weber, and Green, and youngsters McFarland and Jones.
And that's where you would anticipate seeing some turnovers, some inconsistency at the offensive end.
Catch and shoot, Basile. Offensive rebound, Kakayuzis keeps it alive for Marcanato.
Now, one thing about this team is they are willing to make the extra pass, especially the one that appears like you don't need it. And that was a great example right there. Possibly didn't need that extra pass, but they're very unselfish, especially the bigs.
FC Barcelona up by 2 and a backcourt violation as Weber tried to find Green.
And watch for this extra bounce pass right there. Bang. Good job by the bigs. Take a look at the turnovers. Obviously, the Sixers trying to get on track. Haven't really been to work that often so far this season. And you say, Ian, before you mentioned the vets and the mixture of young players on the floor, the turnovers are going to be there.
And we are yet to see Allen Iverson take this game over. And that might be the mentality right now. Hey, first preseason game, let's see what some of the other guys can do. Give them an opportunity. And if this one is still close in the fourth quarter, you might see Iverson put on a show if he's even out there for Mo Cheeks.
Right, even if he's out there, that's true. But if he is out there, you know he will basically face this game as if it's a regular season game or a playoff game. If he's in the game at the end and it happens to be close, you can expect him to take over. Question becomes, like you just brought up, will he be out there?
Here's Grimau. Guarded by Iverson, and another whistle. They just keep on coming. This one will work against FC Barcelona on a screen set by Marcanato.
Well, it's away from the ball down deep. I'm not sure who they got that one on. Yeah, it could have been Navarro, yeah.
Wow, Navarro, who might have, in the officials' eyes, been trying to bait.
Yeah. I think that was a good call, actually, because he pushed off before he started to use the screen.
Dusko Ivanovic voicing his opinion. And Navarro reacting as well. So Navarro still jabbering away, even after getting called on a technical foul. Weber makes the free throw.
Now watch this little push off. You see that left arm down deep. That's what they got him for, so I thought that was a good call. And Navarro's going to try to pretend that his arm was tangled up and he didn't push off, but I think that was the right call from the officials.
They handle the pressure. Weber up top. And D'Alembert throws it down.
And once again, Big Sam just parking himself. He's got 9 points now, but that's where he's been getting all the ammunition down deep.
Grimau, too strong. And it's rebounded by Jones for Philadelphia.
The Sixers trying to push a little bit, but balanced pretty good by Barcelona.
Iverson, air ball on a 3. Sixers lead by 1. No-look feed. Grimau down the lane. Marcanato is fouled.
Look away pass, and once again, the big guys are running the floor, getting down the floor in a hurry.
Bobby Jones picks up his first foul. 6'7" backup forward. All Pac-10 honorable mention last year as a senior at Washington. And Dennis Marcanato, who has been solid in this first half. And not the least bit intimidated with the likes of D'Alembert and Weber on the interior.
Speaking of which, on the interior with Alan Barron. I mentioned a couple of moments ago the name Bobby Jones. Ian, obviously for Sixer fans, brings back memories of Bobby Jones from the old days, a teammate of mine way back. A guy who could really run the floor, fill it up. Well, guys like Maurice Cheeks passing him the basketball.
Interesting. This Bobby Jones also known for his defense. Iverson stumbling through and a turnover. No, they get it back. Weber with that mini hook.
I would say that was a preseason set right there, wouldn't you? The way that was not diagrammed all that well on the sidelines, I'm sure. That was not the way anything was diagrammed, but somehow Iverson made it happen.
So your analysis that Mo Cheeks did not want it to exactly happen that way.
Didn't want anything to do with that one.
Kakayuzi's able to get the bucket.
Mo probably would have just said to the assistant coaches, that's what I diagrammed in terms of the shot going in. Get the two and get out of there. Take the result. Yeah, no pictures on that scorecard right there.
Double team on Weber. And a dangerous pass. Knocked around. Good to see Rodney Carney back on the floor after knocking knees earlier. Lead feed. And it's saved by FC Barcelona.
Looking underneath, wide open.
Grimau, as the Sixers are able to get themselves into defensive position. Grimau, high screen. D'Alembert slides over and a foul called as D'Alembert hits the deck.
Yep. And the big guy trying to get his feet out in front, but just not happening. Once again, Barcelona continues to use the high screens with big guys forcing the bigs to play defense.
We'll take a break. You're watching NBA Europe Live, presented by EA Sports on NBA TV. Need to be the king of fantasy. Roger Grimau at the free throw line with Juan Carlos Navarro on the bench. Picked up a technical foul for arguing with the officials. And Grimau adds to FC Barcelona's lead. 47-45. We've got 1:42 to play in this first half.
Iverson breaking that press all by himself with a couple of dribbles.
Weber, turn around, book it.
Now Barcelona totally out of position because of Iverson's ability to put the ball on the floor and then push it into the paint where he can really go to the attack zone. And obviously Weber, a very good straight-up shooter from 15, 17 feet away.
And we're tied at 47. High screen set by Marcanato. And the jumper goes from long distance. Gianluca Basile for three.
They'll continue to put two guys up, and Iverson just going to really decimate that if they continue to put two guys up there to try to. They got to get the ball out of his hands and not having any luck whatsoever. Grimau reaching in with the foul. And here's that screen. Once again, the high screen. Well, basically, Lili can take that shot and knock it back.
Sixers, their largest lead was 10. FC Barcelona's biggest lead has been 3, where it is right now. Weber answers for Philly. Under a minute to play, first half. And the Sixers down by 1. Grimau handles against Iverson. High screen, Marcanato. Here's Basile working off the pick.
Yeah, good decision not to shoot that one.
Basile able to draw the attention of the officials and get the foul call. And Carney on the reach-in.
Yeah, we continue to see the reach-in. One of the things I'm sure Mo Cheeks, Sixers head coach, is going to really watch this film and tell his guys immediately that I know it's early, guys, but we got to get the principles of defense back on track in terms of stepping across and using our bodies and our feet to stop the people from penetrating rather than just reach out there in the lane.
Second foul on Carney. And a timeout taken. We'll keep it right. Terrific vision, great hands. Something Weber has always had out of Michigan. Basile drains the second free throw.
And I think Weber's presence will be even better if Iguodala continues to improve, over the course of the season, gets better and better.
And a blocking foul as Iverson was forcing the issue along the sideline. Contact with Basile.
Well, you touched on it in the first quarter with Iverson, the ability to draw the foul like that and the understanding of how well he can do that. As good as anyone in the NBA, if not the best at it, and also using his body to really bring the attention of the officials to him.
Iverson offers it up and connects. Allen Iverson from straight away. Final seconds now of this first half, and FC Barcelona can hold for one. We're tied at 51. 10 seconds. Krim out. Lost it for a moment. Sixers come up with it. And they'll use the timeout. Kevin Ollie able to come up with the basketball, and Philadelphia with a chance to set up for one last shot.
Actually getting away with the reach-in right there with Dallenberg just flicking enough to get that ball, and Ollie smart enough to hit the floor and at the same time think about what he wants to do and call the timeout.
NBA League Pass brings you your favorite teams, players, and matchups live right into your living room or your laptop. Tune into the free preview October 31st through November the 7th. Call your cable or satellite provider to order NBA League Pass. Allen Iverson. Hey, you know what? Put it on a sign and maybe you'll get a jersey out of it. Got to give him credit for coming in with a game plan at least.
Well, yeah, it's a very descriptive sign. He came in here and business plan behind him. He knows exactly what he wants.
Ollie will trigger in. This is where Iverson shines. Gives it up to Ollie at the buzzer, and the bank shot doesn't go.